Greetings. So I thought I would play against the SonicFoxBot at chess.com. He's rated 1750. And if you hang with me, I'll show you some of my ideas. And I did win the game, but I really don't think that I deserve to. I make a handful of mistakes. One of them is just brutally obvious that I'm going to show you. So now here in the opening, if you're new to chess, just remember, try to control the center, develop your minor pieces, which are these guys, and then followed by your major, which is your rooks and your queen. And this is a Rui Lopez, the Morphe defense. I love playing white using this opening. You see this a lot. I'm just really comfortable with this opening. When I first started playing chess, I just had like 3, maybe 4 openings that I did, and I just used those same 3 or 4, or I think it was 4, all the time. Okay, so here, my rook's under attack. Now, I like this. Let me show you something real quick. This is a semi-open file. It's semi-open because there's only one pawn on it. And this, the D file is open, and the rest of the files are closed. So I like this file, the E file, because it is in line with king, which is a great setup for future ideas. And this is, soon you'll see where I make my terrible mistake here, coming up real soon. So here I did a trade, but I've now, my opponent has 2 double stacked pawns, so I'm loving that. And the A file is semi-open, and I have a major piece on that semi-open file. So that's why I did that little exchange there. And so here, look what just fell in my lap, and I'm such an idiot sometimes. This is a beautiful fork right here. I own the E file is the way I think of it. I have a major piece on it, lined up with the king. This is what all chess players dream of. This is the stuff dreams are made of right here. Beautiful fork, but I am too set on my idea of opening the A file with my major piece, which is cool, but this is a problem that I have with chess sometimes. I don't mean to sound preachy, and this is going to sound like a life lesson, but that's what happens with chess. I was so hell-bent on my idea that I had, I wasn't leaving myself open. I wasn't even looking at this side of the board, honestly. I was just like, bah, it's all under control. I'm just going to open up this A file and own it with a major piece, and now it is an open file, and I do own it. Yay, congratulations, me. But I say that sarcastically because I missed this beautiful fork. So there, I finally see it, and so there it is. And I was trying to decide what to take. Let me go back just a little bit here. What do I take? The bishop or the knight? I don't know. If it was, it depends. Like on the end game, your bishop is your long range officer. I get it. Knight can't go from one end of the board to the next without taking lots of moves. But a knight, when the pawns get scattered out like this, the knight has the ability to hop around. The bishop you can kind of close off, a knight you cannot. So that's why I did go ahead and take the knight. Okay, so now, again with the double stack pawns, so I'm loving that. And let me go back just a little bit. I really, if this ever took, I'm protected by my knight. I do realize I'm boxed in here, but this knight is crucial, and it's on a light square. They have their dark squared bishop. So, okay. So that can sit here for now. I can deal with this later. So here I do a trade, and it's right back to this same scenario again. However, when I'm up a piece, I just keep trading down so that end game becomes easier and easier. Now, if you're down a piece, you don't want to do a trade, all things being equal. And so I'm just trying to see. I know there's a semi-open file, and now my opponent has a major piece lined up. So something I need to be aware of. I do decide to go ahead and push up the pawn to g3, and and they got dark square bishop. I got some pieces, some pawns and a piece sitting on a dark square, so something to be aware of. I push up the pawn to protect that, and now my opponent tries to attack that, rightfully so. So I defend it with that, with this B pawn. Sorry. So here I'm thinking, well, this is a free pawn probably, and it is. And we again want to trade. That's fine with me. So now it's I have one extra pawn than my opponent, and so we both have rooks, but I have a knight, so the rooks cancel each other out. So it's a knight versus nothing in this end game. So this end game looks like it's really going to be in my favor, and so I'm hoping to do a trade here. And I do, so that's good. I'm happy about that. This pawn structure for my opponent is terrible. And what I like is I've got pawns over here and over here, so I have pawns on both the king and queen side, which makes it easier to promote. Now, here's the thing, and this is kind of like the thing. When you get to an end game, your king has to go to work. You cannot just set your king back in a corner and say, well, my king's protected. No. He's got to get out there and pull his weight. That's all the difference. So now I'm trying to control the center with my king, and so I can hop around, and that's exactly what happens. And so now I park my knight here and say, okay, for you to promote this pawn, you got a lot of work to do, because you're going to have to come all the way down here, and it's going to waste too much time. Waste way too much time. So I'm going to go ahead and make way for me to promote. And let me get out of the way. There we go. Okay. So again, still has a lot. I want to show you something. My opponent has a lot of work to do. I'm going to show you something. So I got here, and I'm thinking, as soon as this pawn moves, I'm just going to make a queen sacrifice and take it out and win the game with this guy. And so that's exactly what I do. Now here, what you want to do is just make a box. See how I'm just making a box? Make it smaller and smaller. My opponent's going to be going for a draw. He is looking, the SonicFoxBot is looking to get into a position to where he can't move, forcing a draw. And so I have to be aware of that. Okay, now he's on the bottom rank. So I want to go ahead and close that off and give my opponent plenty of squares. Remember, one piece by itself can't do much, needs the aid of another piece. So it's time to bring the king in. And so, again, make sure your opponent has squares to go to so it doesn't end in a draw. And then there it is. That's game. So, fun little game against the SonicFoxBot rated 1750. I did make some mistakes. Again, the big takeaway from this is, and I still suffer from this, obviously. I try not to. I'm getting better. But when you see something in your mind, you have to be mentally flexible. You have to be openly positive and mentally flexible. And I failed to do that in the game. I still won, but I am upset with myself for not seeing that fork until, 2 moves later. Again, so review your games. If you want to get better, review your games. That's the key. So, hey, thanks a lot for watching. And always, I demand, or not, have a great day.